channel. I'm so glad that you took the time out to watch this video. I got such a great response on my first video, and I'm so appreciative to all of my friends, family, and sorors who decided to share my video. And so I wanted to do this weekly. So this week I am focusing on two areas. I am focusing on contouring. See? I don't know why you have to suck your jaws in when you talk about contouring, but you have to. Talk about contouring and both baking, the process of putting setting powder under your eyes and in between your nose to set the makeup in so that you get a flawless finish. So I am going to explain and go over a little slower both of those things in this video. This is my final look. This is what you'll see today, and I hope you enjoy it. Also follow me on Instagram. I am Krystal Swann. That's 2 N's. That's with a K. KRYSTALSWANN08. That's on Instagram. So if you like this video, follow me, hit the subscribe channel, and I'll be doing this weekly. So I'll see you next week, and let's get ready. So I've already prepped my eyebrows, and so they're ready to go. I've filled them in with Anastasia's Dip Brow Promenade, and so I am going to start on my foundation routine. Today I am using Maybelline's Pure Dream BB cream because I want to build a foundation. I don't want to start off with anything heavy or full coverage because the focus of today's video is contouring and baking, and so I like to start off with something light so I don't have cake face by the end of the process. So what you see me doing is I'm using two colors. I'm using the dark and the medium because the dark is a little too dark, the medium is a little too light, but together they make the right color. So you see me putting them on top of the wet blender ball. Yes, it has to be wet. On top of the wet blender ball, and then I'm mixing the two colors. And then I apply it with my wet blender ball all over my face, down to my neck, dabbing as I go. Now you may see me rub it a little bit, but the correct way is to dab. I am going back through with my Shani Cosmetics brush just to blend that out just a little bit more, and I'm using my Sephora box today. I got this from Sephora some years ago, but it's come to be one of my go-to boxes when I just need something simple and quick. But what I love is that they have these cream eyeshadows. That's that row that I'm pointing to. That's all cream eyeshadows, and today I'm going to use the black cream eyeshadow because I want to do a smoky eye, but I don't want a lot of fallout. And so a good way to avoid having fallout underneath your eye is to use cream eyeshadows. So I am going to tape off my eyes so that I get a precision line on this. So you saw me take the tape and dab it on my hand. That's so that it doesn't adhere straight to my eyes or my skin, and I have a hard time getting it off. So if you just place it on your arms, pull it off, and then apply it to the face, that way you don't pull your foundation off with it. So now we start with our base color at our crease, and so I like to take a kind of brown reddish color from the Sephora box and just apply that to my upper lid and to my crease, just so we can start our transition color. Again, remember, we always start light to dark. And also using my Shani Cosmetic brushes, I am going to take the cream eyeshadow brush and start with my cream black eyeshadow. This doesn't have to be a perfect line because the whole idea is to blend. You don't want to have harsh lines because this isn't a cut crease look. This is simply a smoky eye. But using a cream eyeshadow always helps with fallout. So I'm not going to have, you know how you use black eyeshadow and it tends to fall out on your face, and so now you have raccoon eyes when that was kind of the thing that you're trying to hide. Cream eyeshadow really does make this a simpler process. So you see me do that on both sides. So now that I'm done with my cream eyeshadow, I am going back in with a fluffy brush with a black glitter color that's also in the same palette, just to go back over it and start our smoky eye, and that we want to blend that. So I'm taking that all the way from the lid up through the crease, and I'm going to blend, and then blend some more because we don't want harsh lines. So you see me wipe off the fluffy brush, and then I start to blend these colors out so that it goes from my transition color that's at the very top of my crease down into my crease onto my lid. The key to a good smoky eye is that it must fade. It has to look like smoke. Smoke isn't the same color from beginning to end. So it's darkest on my lid as it fades up, and as I take the tape off, you see my line is precise. So let's get started with why we're here today. We're gonna contour, and I'm going to use Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Cream Kit to start. And I'm also going to take these rose oil drops. You can find any kind of oil, just to loosen up the cream a little bit more, and it goes on easily. So you take me just a drop, because a drop will do. Put it into the 3 colors that I am going to use today. So the 2 colors that I am using to contour today, I'm using the cream in this palette, and I'm also using the nude color, and I'm going to actually mix them together because they give me the better color if I mix them together. One is a little too orange, the other is a little too white, but together they give me the right color. I obviously like blending colors. For some reason my skin just needs a little different oomph to it. But first I need to knock off a little glitter that did fall out as I was applying my eyeshadow. So you see what I'm forming is almost like a little heart under my eyes, because that's where we want to get the most coverage. That's where we want to see our eyes brighten, because that's the whole point of contouring, is to brighten the under eyes, especially with a smoky eye. And then we go back in with our other oval brush, and we start with the actual contouring process. I am using the color chocolate to define my nose, and I'll also do the same on my cheekbones and my forehead. So one of the keys to contouring is to always think blend your brown up and blend your highlight down. So whatever you're using to sculpt your face, always think blend it up. And if you're sculpting on your forehead, blend inwardly. And so that way it gives you the right kind of coverage that you want. So you don't want your contour you don't want your sculpting to go too far down into your cheekbone, because then it just looks like you have discoloration. And so the whole idea is to define where the cheekbone actually is. So now that I've placed all of my sculpting and my highlights in place, I'm going to take the same wet blender ball that I applied my foundation with, and I'm going to dab this in to blend it out. The key to good highlight is to blend. I don't know how many times I can tell you this again, but blend, and then blend some more. So again, you see me blending the highlight first, and then I'll go back in with the exact same blender ball and pull my sculpting upward. Don't be afraid if your contouring and your highlight starts to look a little white. It's going to look that way until it melts with the skin. What you see me doing is taking a brush and kind of continuing that blending process, just so it will blend into my skin just a little bit more. The heating of your skin will actually make the colors come out the right color. And we're also going to bake them in, which is the other point of this video, is to show you how to bake in your concealer and your highlight after you've added your contouring. To bake today, I am going to use the Sasha Buttercup Setting Powder. I got it from Amazon. It was only about $20. There are other setting powders out there that I've used and I've tried, and they're okay, but this one by far has blown me away in its coverage, in its way to define my skin, and the setting, the way it sets my skin. So I started by taking the same blender ball and dabbing it into the powder and then dabbing it on my face. So I do this under my eyes on both sides. I do it in the crease of my eyes so that I can get rid of those fine lines, you know, those wrinkles that us 30-something girls tend to have. And then I go back in the middle of my nose and blend it all the way down from the middle of my forehead down to the end of my nose. I do it above my lip because that's where I tend to sweat and that's where I tend to oil up first. So you basically are following your T-zone as well as getting rid of those fine lines under your eyes. So that's what I'm following here today. Now, baking can take a while. I would recommend up to 10 minutes leaving this on. So what do you do while you bake? Well, for me, it's usually adding eyelashes. So that's what I'm going to do while we bake. I'm going to fast forward through this part because applying eyelashes kinda is not the point of this video. And so yeah, you see me add the glue and all of that stuff, but I'm gonna fast forward through this part because the lashes get applied. That's all you need to know. And so after I apply my lashes, I go back in with my biggest brush and I start to knock off the excess powder that is on my face. So I start in the middle of my nose, in the middle of my face, and then I just knock off the extra powder. I take like I said, the biggest brush that I have, or usually a kabuki brush will work, and just knock off the powder. That's all you have to do because it's already done all of the work. Now it's time to go in with a finishing powder. I am using Black Opal's finishing powder in the color dark. I picked dark because for finishing powder, I want something that is going to gel with my skin and to help me not stay oily all day. I have very, very oily skin, and oops, I put a little too much on the brush. But oh well, you just keep going. Just keep blending, keep blending. And my light went out too, so that's what happened there. But you know what? A light doesn't stop a show. We keep it moving. So now I'm going to take a contour kit, and again, this is by Anastasia, and I'm using the medium to tan kit, and I am going to go in and just highlight my eyes a little more. The finishing powder is a little too dark for what I want to achieve under my eyes, and so I go back in with a light cream color that helps highlight that area just above the cheekbone and gives my under eye the brightness that it needs, especially with a smoky eye. And following the exact same pattern that we did with our cream contour, we do the same with our powder contour. I'm contouring the sides of my nose, or sculpting the sides of my nose with a dark chocolate color, and also my cheekbones. Again, you see me blend that upward just to give my cheekbones the definition that they need. So we've highlighted, we've sculpted, and we've baked. So now it's time to finish off the look with some highlight. I'm again using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit to help with my highlight today. I highlight my high cheekbones, my nose, and just above my lip. To finish off this look today, I am going to go with a nude lipstick. You see me lining my lips with a dark brown just because I want my nude to stand out from the rest of my face. I am using the color Kinda Sexy by MAC. And that's our look for today. Unfortunately, my light went out at the very end, but you get the gist of how to contour, how to bake, and how to get that definition that we want without getting cake face. So remember to start off light and build your foundation, and then you'll have the face that you want as you walk out the door each morning. I will tell you up front that this entire look, recording it, took about 45 minutes. So this is my finishing selfie. Thank you so much again for tuning in today and watching. I appreciate all the love and support. So if you like what you saw today, be sure to share it with your friends. You can find more videos here next week. Next week we'll take on color correcting. Thanks, and follow me on Instagram.